Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for yoga practice today and another fun flow. I have a series of fun flow on here which are all longer vinyasa practices with lots of modifications, fun movements, and different challenges. So if you haven't checked the rest of them out, definitely do, and I hope that you enjoy this practice. Let's get started. All right, let's start today's practice seated on our bottoms. So go ahead, we're gonna come all the way down to our bottom. And then we're going to cross our ankles, one foot in front of the other. And I invite you to sit up really tall, relax your shoulders. So let them kind of move a little bit, get cozy. And then close your eyes as your hands rest in your lap. And I invite you to deepen your breath here. So this is an opportunity where you can slowly start to inhale. And then slowly start to exhale. And then really, really enjoy this connection to your breath, to your community that you choose to practice with online, or maybe this is you and your practice right here. Good. Let's take 3 more breaths seated, trying to sit up tall with shoulders relaxed, spine long. And then on your next breath, blink your eyes open. Good. Sweep your arms all the way up into the air. Sit up really tall, so feel like there's a zipper and it just zips straight up to your sternum and you're sitting as tall as you can, as big as you can. Then interlace the fingers, push straight up to the sky. Good, and then reach your arms up. Keep stretching, keep craving more and more room. 3, 2, good. Exhale, twist right. So you're going to look over your right shoulder bone. And then exhale, seated spinal rotation. So you're feeling the rotation in the spine, the ability of your shoulders to move. And then we're going to simply return arms up, eyes up, look up, interlace, press up. And then exhale, you're going to twist to your right for me. You're going to look over, your left, other side. Look over the back shoulder. And then rotate. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Transition to your hands and your knees. Take your time. I'm going to take my time. Good, and then you're going to inhale, press down into your hands, bring your chest up. Good, really sway the back, stick out your bum, and then use your fingertips. So go into those fingertips, straighten your arms, then I want you to really curve out the upper back, and then scoop the belly as much as you can up and in so that you're creating all this space. Good, exhale the right forearm down and then the left. Let's heat up those shoulders. Palms are flat. Your fingers are going to face forward for me, okay? So relax those shoulders. Exhale, curl your toes, and then booty in the air. So as you push down into the mat, activate your shoulders, knees are soft. Good, dolphin pose. So this is a prep for forearm stand, and this is also some work in the shoulders. So the forearms are down, and your hips are up. You're here for 3. Start to feel the body, make effort to hold here. 2. And then exhale, tap your knees down to the ground for a second. Re-straighten those arms, and then let's slide your feet back to plank, top of a push-up. So if you need to avoid those elbows, you'll go to your forearms. The rest of us, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Good, and then exhale, we push into those hands. We come back to down dog for your first time in your practice. Good, check in, push back, soften the knees, lift your hips up to the sky, create room. So this is where I invite you to really feel your body. So what's going on? How are your hips, your hamstrings, the bottoms of your feet? And then exhale, slowly walk, tiptoe all the way up to those hands. And then you're going to fold forward. So I want your knees to be soft. And as you fold in, I want you to feel your head hang heavy. Good. Exhale to breathe out. Now let's roll up bone by bone by bone. Take your time, inch by inch by inch. Good. Sweep your arms all the way up into the air. And then exhale your hands to heart center. Good. Rest your hands by the sides. And let's move together here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we're going to step our left foot back first, so take a giant step back. Left hand stays down on the mat, so put it inside of your foot. And then your right arm reaches up into the air for a big twist. Good. So really try to open up through your chest here, reaching for the sky. And then on your exhale, put your right hand down. We'll go to plank. Lower to your forearms if you got stuff going on your elbows or your wrist. Otherwise, chaturanga. Good. Inhale, up dog, cobra. The difference is the hips. So if the hips are up, it's up dog. If the hips are down, it's cobra. And then up and over those feet, push it back. Again, come high to the balls of the feet. We tiptoe, 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 and then we arrive. So that should start to fire up your hamstrings. Take a half lift. And then exhale, forward bend. Reach and rise. Inhale, arms up, eyes up, look up, lean back. Good. And then right through heart center, we fold again. Perfect. Take a flat back. Now take the right foot, step it back. Keep the right hand down. Raise your left arm up, twisted lunge from here. So you want to hug your left inner thigh into the torso. You want to reach up and you want to try to create space in your ribs. Holding 3. Keep reaching 2. And now your left hand will lower to the earth. Exhale, step it back, vinyasa, or take your modification. And then lift your hips to down dog. Good. Breathe out. We'll take the right leg up from the back of the mat. You'll exhale, step forward. Come into high lunge. So I want you to bend your right knee forward, line it up with your ankle, and both arms are going to reach up to the sky. Take your shoulders, soften them. Take your hands down. We're going to hold our low back. So try to get your fingers to point up to your head. And then from there, lift your heart. 3. Good. 2. And then exhale, hinge forward, put your hands down. Shorten your stance. So this back foot, step it up and over. And then straighten the front leg and the back leg fold. It's called pyramid pose. So you're working on getting your hamstrings open here. So I invite you to feel your left hip go forward, your right glute to go backward. So that aligns your hips. Now take your time. We're going to shift the weight forward into the right foot. Lift the left foot up to the height of our butt. Good. And then exhale, step back. Repeat. Shift forward, lift the height of our butt. Exhale, step back. This is prepping you for warrior 3. Lift up. Good. Step back. Slowly rise up. Feet are rooted. Exhale, hands to heart, and step together. So we'll use that L shape for the future. Take your arms up. And then exhale into your forward bend. Good. Take a flat back. Vinyasa to the back of the mat, or just skip it and step to down dog. So that's a great option too. No need to do your push-up if you don't want it. And then on our exhale, we lift our hips. Nice. Let's press our left leg all the way up. Exhale, warrior 1. Left knee bends, back heel pushes, and then both arms up. So I invite you to really create alignment by bending your left knee forward. So lining it up with your ankle, squeezing your glutes, sweeping the arms, finding the low back, hugging in, and then pressing forward. So really lift. 3, 2, take another breath in, guys. Should feel like a nice back bend. Exhale as you come forward. You're going to frame your foot. Good. Now step your back foot up and over to the right. So you're shortening your stance. Now you're not bringing your feet here, right? That's too close. You're just shortening it from a lunge. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. This is called pyramid pose. Holding 3, 2, hands go forward. Use your blocks if you need to. So that creates the space where the ground is closer to you. Right leg up. Exhale, ground. Right leg up. Exhale, ground. One more, okay? Right leg up, hold it. Ground your feet. Slowly come up. You should feel the work as you come up. Hands to heart, step together. So again, we'll use that variation soon. Sweep the arms all the way up. And then exhale, fold with me. Take a flat back to lengthen. Have a seat on your butt and lay on your back for the first time today. So we're going to get a little bit of the stomach pumping, meaning your core working. So press your feet up into the air. This is generally everyone's favorite part, the core. Hands by your sides. Exhale when ready. Lower one leg down so your legs are in an L shape like we just practiced. Now put your hands behind your head. Pick up your head. Here's the fun part. Your top heel taps your bottom big toe. And then while you do that, all you do is smile. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more rep, 1, good. Remember the leg that's in the air, remember the leg that's on the ground, bring it up. And then exhale your head down, your hands next to you, take a breath. Good, now before we do the other side, your feet are still facing the sky. I want you to push up to the sky and then tap your glutes. Up and tap. So in this reverse crunch action, you're using that low belly, so transverse abdominis, deep core muscles to help pick up the stomach. Good. 8, 7, move slow. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more rep, and 1. Good. Now, lower one leg down, the opposite leg, and then cross your legs a little bit. L shape. Hands behind your head, come up. Tap your heel to your big toe. Last 7. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more rep. Come on, come on. 1. Bring your leg up. Hold it. Bring your other leg up. Put your head down. Hug your knees to your chest. Good. Hold your kneecaps. You're going to draw 3 circles on the ceiling. 1, 2. Switch. Other direction. 1. So you'll feel the QL right there along the low back, your sacrum. 3. Good. Rock up to seated. Nice. We're going to repeat the seated spinal twist we started in. See if you have a bit more room. So inhale, reach up, interlace and press. And then exhale, twist right. So right away I can notice there's a little bit more range of motion in my twist. And you may notice that too, or it may feel the same. And then you're going to inhale, bring both arms up high. Exhale to twist left this time. Good. Ground your feet in front of you. Exhale, transition, standing forward bend. So that may take you a couple more steps than just planting the feet and standing up, but that's okay. And then once you get there, exhale, take a nice deep forward fold. So you'll start to notice in your forward folds that you get a little bit more open every now and then. Always have a client kind of say, hey, look, I can do this without bending my knees, or hey, look, I'm closer and closer to the ground. And you really do start to feel it and notice it the more and more you practice. Slowly round up through the spine. Bring your arms all the way up. Good, and then exhale your hands to your heart. So we're going to work on that warrior 3 now, the L shape that we practice in our pyramid. So you're going to bring your left knee up to your belly button when you're ready. So you're standing on your right foot. From there, extend your head forward and your foot out. Good. Now work on it again. Bring it back up through standing. Try not to fall. Good. 1. Press it back. And then bring your torso up. That's 2. One more time. This time we hold it. Head goes forward, foot goes back, low belly, pull it up and in. So suck in that core. 3, 2, exhale, fingertips to the ground. Again, this is where your blocks come in handy. And now lift your left leg above hip height. So now you want to go above that L shape so you're in a standing split. You're here for 3, 2, and then let your left foot meet your right foot. Put your hands next to your toes by bending your knees a lot. Then take your arms up for chair. Good. Sit deep in your squat. Pulsing 4, 3, firm up your belly. 2, exhale, fold forward on 1. Halfway lift the spine, lift and lengthen. Good. Exhale, step back to plank. Side plank on your right hand, so if it's too much pressure in the elbow or shoulder, you can put the right knee down and pivot just like this. Otherwise, feel free to stack the feet if you can. And then there's a rainbow under here, so we want to take our hips, we want to lift them up a little bit higher. 3, 2, left forearm to the mat, right forearm joins, and then our toes walk back in just like when we started in that dolphin. Okay, this time add 4 dolphin push-ups. 1, 2, core tight. 3, yes you can. 1 more. 4, good. Exhale, put your knees on the earth. Sit back on your heels slowly. Good, spine is long, shoulders rested. You're gonna interlace your fingers behind your bottom. You're gonna slide your knuckles, try to find your feet. So I'm gonna put my hands in my feet. Get there, woo. And then from there, I'm gonna exhale, hinge forward, and then try to bring my forehead down. Maybe the top of my head as I reach my knuckles up even higher. It's called rabbit pose. 3, these are your bunny ears in the air, and then you got your tail. 2, exhale, have a seat. Return. Good. Shake out your hands. It's sometimes pretty intense to interlace that way. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Good. Breathe out. Now take a peek at your hands. Bend your knees. Step or jump up. Halfway lift your spine. And then take a moment. Fold in nice and low. Good. Bone by bone, stand up for me. And then exhale as your hands meet your sides. We're gonna bring our hands back to heart center as we go into warrior 3 on the other side. So hands here, bring your right knee up. So you're standing on your left leg. So we're stabilizing the ankle and the knee and all the muscles in your foot. Let's kick it back for 1. Let's bring it through. Good. 2 more. Kick it back for 2. Bring it through. 1 more rep, okay? Kick it back. Stay in it this time. So I want you to get comfortable with warrior 3. I want you to get comfortable with where is it challenging, hamstrings, glutes, even the calf muscle. Good, and then let your hands come down to the earth, maybe your fingertips, maybe you have to bend your knees a lot. And then I want you to take your right leg and lift it as high as you can to the sky. Come on, reach, reach, reach. 4, 3, that leg is lifting. 2, and then step those feet together. Let your hands touch next to your pinky toes. Everyone's knees are bent, come on. And then meet me right in chair. Let's add a twist, bring the hands to the heart. Twist to the right, cross, and then gently rotate. So I invite you to roll your ribs to keep the crown of the head forward and the butt back. Good. 3, 2, inhale, center, strong in chair, drop your butt, drop your butt. Hands to heart. Twist left. Good. Finding that range of motion. Twisting, twisting. Head forward, booty out. 3. Use your core. Twist. 2. I have more room on this side. You may notice that side to side. Come back to center. Sit lower. And then fold forward. Good. Take a flat back to lengthen. Exhale. Meet me in plank. Top of a push-up. Good. Shoulders are on top of wrists. Core is tight. We go left this time for side plank. So drop your feet. Drop your left knee if needed. Meet me here. Otherwise, stack your feet if you can. Raise your hips. 4, 3, 2. Gracefully put the right forearm down first, okay? Then the left. Good. We're still friends, even though this is hard. Walk those toes in. Welcome back to dolphin. Last time, I promise. Hold it. 4, 3, 2, and knees down for 1. Good. Exhale, slowly and carefully sit on those heels. Interlace the fingers one more time, but opposite knuckle on top. So really want to get those fingers interlaced. Slide them down to your feet. And this is really hard, I know, for some of us if we're tight. Try to touch. And then we hinge. We roll. We lift the tail. Good. 3, 2, reach. 1. Put those hands down. Sit back on your heels again. Shake out that wrist, or wrista. You have 2. And then meet me in downward facing dog. Yes. Exhale to breathe out. Let's take our right leg up to the sky. Exhale, take a giant step forward, and you're going to anchor your left heel, so spin it down. Now put your right hand inside of your foot, and you may want to use a block here. Otherwise, glue the right palm and then peel this left arm straight up into the air. Good. Extended side angle. Try to really reach back. Put a pane of glass in front of your chest and then one behind, and then feel your body right in the middle. Reverse your warrior when you're ready. First look forward, and then come all the way up with me. Reverse, reverse, reverse. Good. Cartwheel those hands all the way down. And then you're going to come back to warrior 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. Left leg up. Stay here. This might be where you want to practice. This may be as far as you want to work. Or hands to heart center. So this is where you balance. You're welcome to reach those arms back or forward. Holding 3. Stay strong in your leg. 2. Beautiful. Now bring your left knee up through standing. You're going to give it a big hug for me. So reach up and over the shin. Stand tall. Stand proud. Cross your left foot over your right foot so your pinky toes touch. Try to get them to kiss right next to each other. And then exhale, fold. Fingertips walk left. Now again, I can touch the ground here, and if you can't, use blocks, or you can just keep your hands on your shins like this. The point is to get that deep stretch in your low back and the outside of that right leg. Holding 3, 2. As you return to center, inhale, lift the spine up halfway. Takes a lot of balance, guys. Exhale, fold, release your feet. Optional crow pose here if you want it, okay? So, hands out in front of you. Knees climb the arms. Chest comes forward. And then you start to slowly pick up those feet. And they become friends. Maybe they clap, maybe they play, maybe they dance. Vinyasa when you're done. So chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or skip it. And then meet me at the back of your mat. Bend your knees some. Nice work. Good.
So vinyasa, remember, is that sequencing in between sides most of the time. The word translates to flow, which is funny that we have classes called vinyasa flow, because it's kind of like saying flow, flow. But it also helps you understand what's happening in the movement, right? Because more of an Iyengar class would be more pose 1, pose 2, pose 3, and there wouldn't be a flowing transition the way there is here. Left leg up. It's your yoga lesson for today. Step your left foot forward. Good. Spin your back heel down. Now place your left hand inside of your foot. Lean your left shoulder into the knee, and this is pretty deep, so use a block if you need to underneath your left hand. And raise your right arm up. If you don't have access to a block, by the way, this water bottle, it makes a great block if I needed it. So feel free. Use stuff around your house. Figure out what works for you. 3. Stay in it. 2. Look forward first. Reverse warrior 2. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Yes, now cartwheel your hands down. Spin to the ball of your back foot, and here's that transition, warrior 3. Ready, set, right leg up. Bend your left knee some, make your right leg strong. Stay here. This is called warrior 3 prep. This is great, okay? This is hard. Or hands to heart. So don't be here with the spine. Think cobra. Hug those shoulders in. Pick up this back right leg. 4. 3, how's your stomach? Is it tight? 2, bring your right knee all the way up. Reach up and over the shin. Pull it in nice and tight. Good. Push down through left foot. Really dig down, down, down. Now cross right foot over so your pinky toes touch. And this leg, it's easier for me to cross over, and you may notice that for you too. One side allows you to crisscross more than the other. And then fold. Option, use blocks or something to help you. Walk to the right. So this little rotation of the right works into my left low back. It also works into my left hamstring, okay? So my pinky toes are touching and my fingertips are walking to the right. 3, try to put your big toes down. 2, realign and center. Squeeze your inner thighs. Lift your spine halfway up, so you should be able to put your water right here on your back or whatever else you're sipping on. And then exhale your hands down and then uncross. Good. Take a flat back and then exhale vinyasa. So chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or skip it. Just go to down dog, or even take forearm plank to sphinx. Many options. Good, and then let's stretch it out and meet at the back of our yoga mats. Adho Mukha Svanasana translates to downward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, that's your upward facing dog. One more breath here. Good, please put your knees down for me. So you're gonna spin your hands around, one and then the other. And I invite you to stretch your wrists like this. So especially if you've been throwing heavy weight around or just using your hands a lot, getting your forearms to stretch in this direction, super healthy. And now tops of your hands down, one and then the other. So if you have a watch on, it faces out. And now you're gonna squeeze imaginary tennis balls in your hands, holding 4, 3, push down 2, and 1. Good work. Exhale, have a seat. And we're gonna lay right onto our backs, get into our core one more time, then we'll come up for some seated stretches, okay? So scooch forward, and then I invite you to lay down. Good. All right, now, from here, you're gonna cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Your right arm is gonna rest down next to you by your side. You're gonna use it to help you out. Your left hand is behind your head. We have 8 twists. 3, 2, 1. So it's up and then down. Up and then down. So your job is to try to reach across the body. Pick up both shoulder blades, guys, not just one. 4 more. 4. Good. 3. Obliques, by the way, those diagonal muscles. 2. And switch sides. 1. Switch your feet. Switch your hands. Left palm out, right hand behind the head. We come up. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. Come on, core. 3. 2. And 1. Perfect. Bring your knees to 90. Give them a big hug. Good. Open mouth, exhale. And remember, if you want more core, I have loads of core videos for you on my YouTube channel. So feel free to check them out. Sit up all the way. Cross your ankles. It's okay to plug yourself here and there. Reach up high. Good. Reach, 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 guys. Last twist. So this is your third one. And they say third time's the charm with stretching. So as you turn to your right, get a little bit more room than you did on side 1. Good. Rotate, rotate, rotate. And then reach up, 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 and away. Get really long. Zipper to that belly button up. And then let's go left. Good job. 3, 2, and turn forward. Good. Now kick both those legs out in front of you. So you're going to pick up your butt, watch, and you're going to move it backwards. Okay, so you did that on your own. Let's do that again. So your knees are bent. Okay, now I don't want to just kick my legs out. Instead, I want you to pick up your butt, bring it backwards. That puts you in a better position for your forward fold, okay? If you don't like that variation, that's okay. You can try something different, but it is helpful as you round forward. And you may not be able to touch your feet. It's very hard to touch your feet. So just put your hands down wherever you are and try to take a moment for you. So where can you just bow down? Where can you fold in to where it just feels so, so good? 3, 2, and then take your time, slowly rise up inch by inch by inch. And now we'll make our way fully onto our backs to do some stretches and then close practice. Right knee to chest. Left leg, lay it all the way down. Right leg, push it up to the sky. Hold above or below your knee. And then last little love for that hamstring. Feel it. Pull the leg towards you. Let it feel good. Let it feel right. Good. Point your toes. Flex your foot. Make circles with your ankle. Yes, yes, yes. Exhale. Pull in a bit more. And now right knee comes to chest. You'll lay your right leg down. You'll hug your left knee to your chest. Take your time. Exhale, leg to the sky. Stretch. Good. Gently flex the foot. Pull it towards you. And then create space in your hamstrings. Good. 3. Notice if one leg is tighter than the other. And if there is a tighter side, I encourage you to stay on it for longer. It's important that you try to get those legs to be parallel in terms of their flexibility. Hug the left knee in tight. And then hug the right knee in for me. Good. You're going to take a happy baby. So first start with your legs in the air. Then open your legs as wide as your armpits. Let your knees fall and then reach for the sides of your feet. From here, you'll give me a side-to-side rock. And hopefully a stretch in the groin that feels good. Nice. Holding 3, 2. And then I invite you to bring your feet together. And then think about pulling your face up towards your feet. One day, feeding your feet over your head, and then feeding your head through your feet. 3, And you can laugh at that if it's ridiculously hard. 2 and 1. I want you to come to Supta Baddha Konasana. So you're going to put your feet together and you're going to let your knees open up to the left and the right. So this is called supine bound angle. And I just want you to feel your knees fall away from each other, which starts to open up your hips. So this may or may not feel good based on your flexibility. So if you're not happy here and your hips are not happy, then just straighten your legs out. Otherwise, maybe place your hands on your thighs and provide a little traction. Try to open up just a little bit more as those knees fall apart. You're welcome to rest your hands on your belly. I want you to take 3 breaths. Good. Working those knees a little bit further apart for 3, 2, and then if you're with me here, hands outside of those legs, bring them back up and together. Everybody, wherever your legs are, you're going to give yourself one more big hug. So knees to chest, please. Exhale, pick up the head as you round in. And then here you go, a short Shavasana where we lay flat together, where we take in all of our effort and our time on our mats. Please close your lips. Please find the breath through the nose, Ujjayi breath. And then just work through that space where your whole body can soak in the benefits of a yoga practice. The emotional, the physical, the spiritual, the connections, the community, the love. Last 3 breaths, you inhale, exhale 1, breathe in, exhale for 2, and then do 1 more breath. Exhale, soften the ankles and the knees. Bring your knees back in. Make sure you wake up, especially if you have to go back to work or finish your day still, unless maybe you're done. Hug your knees to your chest. Big sigh. Good. Let's meet in seated. So slowly come up. Sit up really tall, long spine. I'm going to transition to my shins and bring my hands to the heart. So it's up to you however you'd like to sit. I invite you to lengthen out your spine. Remember when we first started, we were seated. Maybe you set an intention then for your movement today. Or just this idea of kind of creating a meditation or a prayer, if that's something that you do as well. Lots of options in your yoga practice, which is why we call it a practice. We try this side or the other, and we figure out what works and how our body responds. Take 1 more breath, and then exhale as you bow forward together. Namaste. Thank you for joining for practice, and I hope you feel good. Nice work.